everybody, it's me, Tokkuri Yashi. How's everybody doing? And Lind is not looking too impressed at her sister Wurm, who is the new character we have been given in the game, new summoner character, and who we are going to be looking at today in this video. 3 summonable characters this month already. We have had Lind a couple of weeks ago, and now we're getting her sister Wurm. So we're going to go in and have a look at her skill today, where she fits into the game, and whether or not we should be summoning for her or not. So if we have a quick look at this image here, we can see Wurm is also on the fire team, a magical character sitting in the back at position 706. On a fire magical team, that means she's just behind her sister Lind and just in front of New Year's Amare. We have a multiple target fire magical team. So let's have a look at a loop pattern at the bottom there once we've got this graphic up. And having a look at it, it's not the best. I have to say it's not the best. Her skill 1, as you can see there, is fired off more frequently. And when we get into her skills and have a look at them, we're going to see that is the one that is a little bit contentious. Skill 2 is actually quite good. It would be nice to see that one used a little bit more frequently in her loop pattern. So let's quickly have a look at Wurm's banner. As you can see here, it is here until the 28th of October, which conveniently leaves 4 days until the end of the month. A little 4-day gap there to fit in another banner, so not been confirmed. What my feeling is, they're going to maybe stick in a pre-fest banner at the end of this month for 4 days. Those banners usually last that length of time. Might not be a new pre-fest character, it might be a old character coming with a unique equipment, perhaps Amare. What else could it be? Maybe it would be nice to see Ho-Ho as a fire magic speed buffer. Maybe one of the last things that this fire magic team needs. But bear that in mind when you decide on whether or not to summon for Wurm. Maybe get a pre-fest after this. Well, anyway, time will tell. Masterpieces like usual when you summon for Wurm. So there we go, that is a look at her banner. So let's jump over then and have a look at her skills. So her Union Burst, then this deals huge magical damage to one enemy character in front of you and greatly reduces magical defense. Also slightly increases damage receiving when the opponent receives a critical hit. So it's 7.2 times magical attack, which is quite a large number. A 323 magical defense down on the opponent and an extra 12% crit damage taken by the opponent. So that is a pretty good Union Burst. As we can see here, one of the areas of a fire magical team that was a little bit missing was a big defense shredder. Well, we seem to maybe have got that here with Wurm. So let's move on then to her skill 1. Now this skill 1 here, this is the one where where all of the fun and shenanigans start to begin. So in skill 1, if this temptation to slack token, she's stacking up these temptation to slack tokens, if it is 39 or lower, then this skill is pretty good. It inflicts heavy magical damage to the enemy character in front of you, 3.6 times her magical attack, that is. It will slightly lower their magical defense as well, 162, but it will also give you 20 of these temptation to skip tokens. If the temptation to skip tokens is 40 or higher, however, it will only deal a medium magical damage at 0.9 times the magical attack, really low, and it will consume 10 of these temptation to slack tokens. So maybe next time you do it, you will be under 40 and you will actually get the good effect from this skill. Temptation to slack tokens can only be added up to a maximum of 60, and one will be removed each time you receive a status up increase, which means every time she's buffed, she gets a buff. which you will also be slowly reducing these temptation stack tokens, which is one of the reasons, and there are many, why she will work very good with their sister Lind. Lind does a lot of buffing, a lot of these increased status effects, which will be trying to pick her up the bum and tell her, stop loafing around. So there we go, skill 1, very good if you're under the slacking amount of tokens there, 39 or less. Not so good if it's over 40, and this is why I said there when you looked at this loop pattern, this skill 1 being fired off regularly, you're getting 20 every time it's fired off, and unless you're under and then you're losing 10, so a lot of the time potentially you're going to be having an S1 that's not really doing a lot. So let's move on then to her skill 2, which consumes 5 of the temptation to skip tokens on her, which is again why I said in the loop pattern it would be nice if this was fired off a little bit more regularly. It also recovers a moderate amount of TP, again 250 there TP, would be nice if this was a little bit more frequent. Additionally, it will deploy a physical nullification barrier to all allies. Again, this is where she works well with Lind. Lind's got the magical nullification barrier, Wurm has the physical, so with both of them on the team, you are covered. Or you could just have Ameth or Eris on the team, which has a barrier that does both. Anyway, so there we go. That is a quick look over Wurm's skills. So, what do we think of her? Where is she going to fit in the game? Should we be summoning for her? Okay, so we are going to a little bit of a change. Go against one of last month's clan battle bosses. It's only tier 3 because I don't believe this team here would survive a tier 4 fight. We're sending Lind, Wurm, and we're going to send in Summer Maho for a comparison of the damage between the two. What do we think of Wurm? I think she offers one aspect that the Fire Magic team needed in the magical defense down. Her damage is okay, but I don't think it is challenging Summer Maho as a top single target DPS for Fire Magic. And then we will see this at the end of the battle, the difference in the damage in which they do. So like I said, you're probably going to want both of them on the team anyway. Skill 1 for Wurm, it's a little bit annoying, but it is designed to represent the personality of the character. Giving a motivation, however, though, might be hard. But this is all that we have in our control, so buffing her with Lind will be crucial. Halloween Kyoga could potentially help out with that unique equipment too. I do fear though we're asking a little bit too much of her though, putting our hopes up too high. Wurm is going to need a whole motivation crew to get some real good damage out of her. I kind of wish that her skill 2 was used more frequently. However though, like I say, she does work well with her sister Lind. She buffs her, tries to stop her from slacking, give her a bit of a kick up the butt. And she has a physical nullification barrier where Lind has got a magical one, so with the two of them you are set. The crit damage debuff also works pretty well together with her sister. But however though, I think she will still have the same issues as all Fire Magic, that the team still really isn't there. Anna and Grace sit in front of Lind, so if you want to use them, they're going to end up being the tank. They can't tank, you may end up having to use Uedo Kuka. A limited pool of characters, you're going to need to have a lot of them to use Wurm and Lind. Student Carol with her unique equipment was not ranked 6-star. Amelia, most people won't have her. If you do have her in summon, then you probably don't have the jewels to summon for Lind and Wurm either. So, battle is over then. Let's just have a quick look at the damage difference between Wurm and the Summer Maho. As you can see there, Summer Maho definitely doing a lot more damage. You don't want them both on the team. Wurm is not substituting as the DPS on this team. So, I would say then, if you are thinking about summoning for Wurm, probably a good idea to skip her. If you have Lind, then maybe you're going to want to have Wurm as well. If you skip Lind, then definitely you probably want to skip Wurm. Magical Fire team really is still a little bit lacking. Maybe better off focusing on other teams. Fire physical will probably get you through any fire team requirements that you need. So, I do feel like she could have been given a little more this Wurm. I think Lind is a better character than Wurm, really. So let me know what you guys think of her. If you are going to summon for her, good luck with those. Thank you very much for watching. I am Tokkuri Yashi, and I will see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye. Hey.